Minnesota just did unthinkable for Muslim attacker who stabbed people in Mall of America last night. On Sunday evening, Bloomington police were dispatched to the Mall of America after a man went on a stabbing spree inside of Macy's. The attack happened just after 6:45 p.m., and 3 people were stabbed repeatedly, where their condition has yet to be released. ISIS immediately took responsibility for the attack, and the FBI is calling it a possible act of terrorism. While these details were immediately released to the public, the Islam-pandering antics of the mainstream media kicked into high gear, where it appears as though they're whitewashing that it was a Muslim behind the attack, conveniently leaving out the man's very Arabic-sounding name in news reports. Yet again, the local media appears to be downplaying the crime committed last night by a Somali Muslim, similarly to how the mainstream media protected the Somali cop who shot an unarmed white woman earlier this year. The NIN was one of the first news outlets to report on the stabbing, where they did in fact name the suspect as Mahad Abdirahman, 20, of Minneapolis. But what's extremely suspicious is that the local news, the Star Tribune, reported on the same story, but did not mention the name of the suspect, even though his name had been released by authorities. Local Muslims from CARE immediately put the concern of the victims on the back burner, where their main priority was over the potential backlash over Americans learning that the attacker was a Somali Muslim. According to CNN. In response to local reports identifying the attacker as being of Somali descent, members of the Muslim and Somali communities held a news conference Sunday expressing their grief for the victims and calling for unity. "We are also concerned about the potential backlash," said Jailani Hussain, executive director of the Council on American Islamic Relations, CAIR, chapter in Minnesota. "We understand in St. Cloud there is more anti-Muslim organizing and we hope they do not use this incident to divide our community." Ahmed said, executive director of the Somali American Relations Council, had previously disclosed that it was unclear if religion motivated the attack, but we know he is Somali, the Minneapolis Star-Tribune quoted him as saying. Authorities have yet to confirm the attacker's ethnicity. CNN was also unable to confirm if he was Somali. Is the mainstream media yet again trying to downplay another heinous attack by their local Somali Muslim population, who are increasingly becoming more brazen with their barbarism and lack of respect for our nation's laws? Sure appears that way. This is a nearly similar situation to what has been happening in Michigan, where Somali Muslims are running rampant. The city's rabid liberal mayor, Betsy Hodges, has gone over the top in her efforts to help Muslims achieve domination in her city, where she recently installed an anti-blasphemy hotline so Muslim refugees could call in and report any American who harassed or spoke out against Islam. Freedom Daily reported that the hotline was specifically set up as a way to target Trump supporters, who Hodges believed would target her precious Muslim refugees to harass them. Hodges spoke about the Nazi-like hotline she worked to get established saying, "I will not compromise the public safety of the people of Minneapolis to satisfy Trump's desire to put politics before public safety. Minneapolis is being built and strengthened by people from all over the world and I am grateful for their commitment to our city. I stand with them today and will continue to take that stand as the president-elect prepares to take office." If Hodges' way to silence opponents of Islam while flooding her city with third-world migrants doesn't make you sick to your stomach, her direct connection to the Somali Muslim cop surely will. In the weeks leading up to the vicious murder of Justine Damond, Hodges gushed about Officer Mohammed Nur on social media, propping the Muslim up as the poster boy for successful Muslim migration and assimilation into the city of Minneapolis. "I want to take a moment to recognize Officer Mohammed Nur, the newest Somali officer in the Minneapolis Police Department," she said on Facebook. Officer Nur has been assigned to the 5th Precinct, where his arrival has been highly celebrated, particularly by the Somali community in and around Carmel Mall. With Hodges' city now being successfully invaded by Muslims, with no locals able to vocalize their concerns about their town being overrun by Somali refugees thanks to the mayor's anti-blasphemy hotline in place, Nur was able to basically do whatever the hell he wanted with his newfound power as a police officer. It's pretty sick that an elected representative would choose to side with lawlessness just for the sake of political correctness. It wouldn't be surprising if Hodges is working with the local media to downplay any incident where her precious Somali Muslims are involved, similarly to how German Chancellor Angela Merkel prevents her citizens from speaking out against Muslim migrants who are continually causing chaos over there. It's now up to us to help spread the word about what's really going on. Share this story and help spread the truth about what's going on in Minneapolis. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.